important to me is this concept of protecting your managers from interviewing the wrong people. One of the biggest mistakes that we make in this business, if you really think about it, I've had the privilege of helping over 600 dealers in my career make hiring decisions. And one of the biggest problems we run into is we hire too quickly. We want to get it. We want to get through it. It's like a task that we have to complete. So what happens is you line up a bunch of interviews, and the first person that comes in that you interview looks presentable, can speak English fairly decently, and you're hired. Joe, you're hired. I mean, I'm going to hire you right on the spot. So one of the things that I've learned is instead of trying to train managers on how to make proper hiring decisions, what you have to do as an organization is put in a screening process that protects them from interviewing anybody who's not qualified. Now, this is not theory. There's hundreds of dealers around the country that have implemented a system I'm going to go through, and I'm going to mention certain supplier components. You can do this on your own. You can go out there. You can use disc profile. You can use somebody last night. What were you talking about that Maury uses?
We used
the Neiman.
ABA profile.
So whatever he just said, the Neiman ABA profile. But you have to have some type of screening process that people do not get interviewed until they clear that screening process. Now, I'm going to use as an example, anybody in a sales department, in the sales department role, the screening process that I use, that the Kelly Auto Group uses, that many other dealer groups use, is a process where everybody that is interested in the job is given a link, and they're told to go to this web page and complete the car sales simulator. I don't know have any of you heard of the car sales simulator? Joe's heard? Okay. I'm a firm believer in this, and I'm going to tell you why I'm a bigger believer now than I was 5, 6, 7 years ago. When I go to visit my old store at Courtesy Chevrolet today, the people that I hired based on this car sales simulator that I probably otherwise wouldn't have hired because I didn't particularly like them, but I learned to trust the car sales simulator. I learned that I don't have to like somebody that sells 18 cars a month. I just need to make sure they're doing their jobs properly. They're still working in the dealership. The people that I hired because she was cute, I liked his hairstyle. I liked the way he dressed. He was wearing a Professional Rodeo Association buckle, so I was thinking we might get lucky. They're gone. They're not at the dealership. So I'm here to tell you 7 years of being able to monitor the hiring decisions that have been made, and the product keeps getting updated. It's better now than it was before, but it's from a company called Hire the Winners. At the Kelly Auto Group, if somebody doesn't clear a minimum threshold within that car sales simulator, which is it's a video model, so it works like a game. You go in there and you see these 15-second clips, and then it says, as a salesperson or as a sales professional, what would you say to the customer? What would you say to the desk manager? What would you say to the finance manager? And depending on the answer, you either end up selling a car or not. And there's 3 opportunities to sell cars. One of them is impossible to sell a car, so that way you can evaluate that person's response to rejection. What I love the best is the realism of the desk managers going, Joe, what do you got here? Who's in control? You or the customer? Is this a commitment, or are you just wasting my time? I mean, it's so real, and it's so relevant to the car business. The dealer groups that are using this tool now have dramatically reduced their turnover among salespeople because they're no longer interviewing anybody who doesn't have at least a minimum set of inherent communication and sales and empathy and research and the willingness to listen to customer skill sets that we all know that anybody in the sales department needs to have. So the video role play assessments, and you could do this on your own, just so because I have no interest in this Hire the Winners product. It's just that whenever I go into a dealership anymore, if I'm going to be engaged with that dealer and part of the job is to hire people so we can grow the sales department, I'm using this online screening tool because for $199 a month, unlimited use, and you're no longer hiring these people that you got to hit the ejection button after 90 days because they're collecting minimum wage. It's just, the thing pays for itself